Hey, Del Bon here. I'm joined today in our Moving Out series with Roger and Beth Steinke in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome, guys.
Hi,
Hi,
Paul.
thanks for letting us be here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've been doing this. I know we chatted a little bit prior, but we've been doing this Massachusetts. We're seeing some people move out of the state, so we're trying to form some alliances and make some connections outside and just learn a little bit, learn about some different areas of the country. So I know we just recently helped a mutual client together, so that was nice. And I thought,
Yes, and he just raved and raved and raved about the services that you provided for him. He was trying to do a long distance estate property sale, and you guys just knocked it out of
Knocked
the
it out of
park.
the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
no, that's good to hear. And look, that's the value of part of this series too is promoting the Buffini network, right? We're all treating our clients the same way, and you can refer someone 2,000 miles away and know they're going to be treated right.
Right. That's right. It was so appreciated. He's such an important client to us, and you really added value both to us and to him. So thank you.
It's good to hear, and the team loved working with him. He was just a peach.
Good.
Very good. So tell me a little about you guys. How did you get in real estate?
Well, it's a roundabout story. I have always been an aficionado, as many people are, right? They want to know what's going on in the neighborhood, what's going on in their area. So I'd always been a watcher and observer of real estate and a purchaser. But as luck would have it, I was in the market for a job back in 2011, coming out of the the Great Recession of 8, 9, and 10. And I had been laid off from my nonprofit job. And and the market was what the market was. So we kind of just were applying everywhere, or I was, and coming out of 25 years of corporate work. And I got a job at a company that is the North America's largest coaching and training company in San Diego. And it was by absolute divine providence that that happened. And that moment is probably the moment that changed everything for us. And I had always been a W-2 earner, paycheck earner. Roger had was serving in the military, and at about that time, he was probably at about year 22. And so for the next 4 years, I got an inside scoop on how to be a great real estate agent, how to serve your clients at the highest level, how to work by referral, how to do all the things. And when Roger retired from the military, he said,
Well, you did everything that I wanted to do all these years. Now it's time to do what you want to do.
and so I said, well, we can try this thing and we can go anywhere in the country to do it. And we absolutely chose Dallas, Fort Worth, and made the move from San Diego, California to Dallas, Fort Worth, and then knew no one and started this business using the systems that we all use and learned. And I just buffinied everybody and just, hey, if you or anyone uh, needed to sell real estate, who's the agent you would refer? And I just became that agent, and I just dove into the community and dug in so deeply that now I can hardly go anywhere in our town of about 90,000 people without seeing someone I know
Yeah.
and interacting with people. And I love it so much. It's like a gift every time it happens. Yeah, it's like the lottery every time I walk into a coffee shop and I'm like, oh, hi, Jordan.
Yeah.
Hi, Susan. So it's good stuff. And but that experience gave us the confidence that we could do this. We saw other people succeeding. It was both of our first times not having paychecks, and so it was a big leap of faith, but we had the right systems behind us and were able to be pretty darn successful.
Yeah, well, that's great. First off, thank you for your service to both of you. I know it's a big commitment for your families, and I don't take that lightly. Right, it's right. You're pointing to her, but I thank you. But I
She
know
she
it is.
endured way more than I did, I think.
Yes,
Sometimes,
yes,
sometimes
yeah,
it
and
was definitely an experience, and it was worth it. Absolutely worth it.
yeah, and look where you are today. And you touched upon it too. That's the beauty of the way we both do business, right? We're connecting with the community, meeting all those people, and I think that's important. I think people want that connection. One of the things that's always difficult, not difficult, but we like to educate people on is if someone's thinking of moving to the Dallas Fort Worth area, it's important to know that they can call someone that they can trust and that can give them the information they need. It's not just a real estate transaction for us, right? We want to help these people integrate into the community and learn about Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah. Well, for sure. And what I find happens really often is people from outside the community or outside our area will say, I'm moving to Dallas.
Yeah.
And so I think, oh, okay, Dallas is the biggest city in the Metroplex, but our Metroplex is 8.3 million people.
Yeah.
And it is all kinds of individual communities. There's Dallas, there's Fort Worth, there's Arlington, Texas, where the Cowboys play and the Rangers do baseball. And there's the north part of the Metroplex, the south part of the Metroplex, the outskirts of the Metroplex. Like, this place is huge.
It's the size of the state of Connecticut. If you overlay the state of Connecticut over the Metroplex is bigger.
And people don't really grasp when I tell them you do not want to have a job 40 miles away from where you live.
Well,
and so we really have to help them navigate through all of the choices that they have here. And we start with identifying what they want for their life, right?
Their lifestyle,
which doesn't really sound like a realtor thing. You know, most people go right to the house, but really, what do you vision for your life? That is what we need to know from you, because if you tell me I just want space between the houses and I want a serene setting, that is nowhere near Dallas or Fort Worth, right? We got to go on the outskirts for that kind of lifestyle. And so then we work backwards from there.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm talking about, right? Is look, Massachusetts doesn't have 8 million people in it. So you're talking
That's
about
amazing.
Yeah, right. So you talk about moving to an area like that. You say I'm moving to Dallas. I learned this in the last one too, outside of Washington D.C. It's such a large area. I mean, so to have someone in that area you can trust to, like you said, listen to your criteria and try to find a good spot that's going to fit what you're looking for. I think that's huge.
Yeah, it's almost like when people ask for new construction, but they want mature trees. Well, yeah, those are incongruent. They don't work together. It's the same thing. You know, I hate traffic. You might want to reconsider your life choices if you move here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and when people are moving too, it's usually under not duress, but there's usually a time limit. I think finding a connection where you can get valuable information like that on short order is huge. You know, and
absolutely.
It's got to start with some trust, which is what we're trying to do, is educate our people to say, look, if I wouldn't be putting my name next to this person if I didn't think it was a good person to contact.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
How long have you been doing this thing? You said 11 years?
11 years. This is the beginning of our 11th year, and we have mostly loved every minute of it, right? A lot of eye-opening in the real estate world. You know, I always thought that we would be negotiating so hard against the opposing side and, you know, kind of like what you see on TV. But the reality is I am often negotiating and trying to help my clients through expert level negotiations with them on pricing their homes right, or, I mean, all the things, right? Like just working through, don't be emotional about the repair request. They aren't telling you that your house is terrible. They just are telling you what they want it to, be when they move in. And it's okay. We're going to work through it. But I feel like I have to do a lot of negotiation with my party, the person that I represent a lot of times. And that was a big eye opener for us. But most of the time it's wonderful and fun. And our clients do have a lot of trust with us. And the other thing is I have a very different personality than Roger does. And so when we serve our clients together, they're really getting this really well-rounded, multifaceted talent pool that they get to work inside of. And it works out really good for them.
So motivator, facilitator, you want to be told what to do, you call Beth. If you want your options, you call me.
There you go. I love it. Yeah, you guys are all aspects of the real strengths.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about, so we know people are leaving Mass and they're heading south. We have data which suggests why people are moving, but you guys are boots on the ground. Tell me why you feel people are moving to Dallas Fort Worth. I mean, you've seen a crazy expansion and talk a little bit about, I know home prices too, right? It's no longer considered an affordable place. It's
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about that.
Do you want me to take that? You want to take
I think some of it is the fact that we have a very diverse economy in Texas. You've got oil and gas, which is kind of the mainstay in West Texas and all parts of Texas, really. I mean, we have gas wells here in Dallas Fort Worth,
Yeah.
but it's that plus you've got, we're very central in the country. We've got main distribution hubs here. There are semi trucks on the road all the time, and that's what logistics and commerce looks like. And so there's a lot of different opportunities here. There's a lot of
tech?
job opportunities,
Yeah,
tech.
we have tech, financial services, insurance. So we've gone from that oil and gas economy that we are so well known for, historically, to this. We've got data centers. We've got, our own little version of Hollywood. We've got movie studios. We've got, if you've happened to watch Landman, which is a Taylor Sheridan production. He does a lot of his productions here, and it's currently filming in Fort Worth. They're building movie studios all over the area. So we are just such an economic hub. And really, 11 years ago in 2014, when we moved here, that's what we looked at. And when we had the opportunity to move anywhere in the country, we did not choose our states of origin. We chose here because of exactly that opportunity. There are just jobs, all kinds of jobs. We manufacture the F-35 here, the military F-35 here. We manufacture the Escalade here at the GM plant. We have Bell Helicopter here. We have Charles Schwab and Fidelity headquarters are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we could go on and on and on and on and on and on. And for a while, for I'd say the 8 years we were here from 2014 to about 2020 or 2022, every day they were announcing new corporate headquarters moving to Texas, either Austin or Dallas, Fort Worth. And that slowed down after COVID, or around, the when the hangover was over from COVID, that did slow down. And we have seen a pullback with these interest rates being higher, 22, 23, 24, of fewer corporate relocations and fewer personal relocations, but they are starting to pick up. I've got people moving from Pennsylvania. I've got people moving from California. I've got people moving from just every kind of lifestyle to come here because opportunity exists here in a way that I don't think it does everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's good. Tell me a little bit about your market there currently, and then kind of wrap it up with what do you anticipate?
Yeah, so the market is a little bit hot and cold. Some houses are selling instantly, and honestly, I wish I could say it was a certain geographic region or a certain house type or a certain price point, but it's really just
Right.
it's a little bit difficult to predict. What we're trying to do is price appropriately. You cannot price at the high end of the range and hope that some uninformed buyer shows up and overpays.
Yeah.
It's just not what's happening. Homes have to be prepared well for sale to get a quick sale. Homes that need updates, homes that need refreshing, homes that have been lived in very hard. Those homes are not moving at any price point like you would expect. So we do have more inventory right now than we have had at all, which does present an incredible opportunity for buyers. We've had a lot of success with our buyers going under contract this first half of the year. We're excited that buyers are taking advantage of what is available. And I have clients in all price points. Right now I'm going to be showing on Saturday a client in the 225 price point, believe it or not. And I'm getting ready to list a $1.2 million house. So that's sort of our general range here. Certainly we have outliers, but that's kind of our general range here. But that 500 to 800, you can buy almost anything. You can buy a brand new house on a tiny lot. You can buy a big house on an acre lot. So it is, there's something for everybody here.
Yeah.
The market is a little bit unpredictable, but opportunities exist for buyers right now. We have about 5 months of inventory, which is the most we've had the entire time we've
Yeah.
been here doing this.
Yeah.
And but that's also because the builders are just continuously building. We have a lot of land. We have a lot of land to build on.
Yeah.
We're not landlocked in any way, and we certainly are seeing people taking advantage of that. New construction is definitely the play right now. In fact, our son, who works for a builder, he said he's got a lot of homeowners coming in that are realtors, and I'm like, yeah,
because we
Roger,
know the play.
they
I mean, we play inside baseball. We know
That's right.
where the deal is, and
yeah,
so it makes sense.
yeah. So we're seeing that, and then looking forward, I think it's going to pick up from here. I do not suspect it's going to slow back down. I think that some economic stimulation is happening. Building is still happening. Companies are still investing in them, in their infrastructure and their people and their workforce. And I don't see that slowing down. We do worry a little bit about prices. The Texans are kind of freaking out about the prices because, you know, our house has appreciated almost 100% since we bought it in 2014. And that's a big jump in 10 years.
Yeah.
And that is not comfortable for the Texans. But the Californians and the East Coasters think it's great.
Yeah, exactly. And they're used to paying those prices and
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have sticker shock.
Yeah.
no, exactly. Well, like Massachusetts, for example, we don't build anything. There's nowhere to build. So we don't have that experience. You guys can build the inventory, which is why I think you're probably seeing a little bit of supply on the supply side. But I agree. I mean, nationally, I think that'll get absorbed. I think there is opportunity now. I mean, to your point, I think this is a small window here. Once these rates bounce back down, we're going to get more demand.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yep. And I think sellers are willing to negotiate right now
Yeah.
where they just want to move it, whether they're an investor seller or a private seller. They just want to get moved on to their next place. And so they are listening and they are understanding why pricing is such an important thing. And
Yeah.
when we say, hey, I think we can price it at 500, we don't then go, well, let's start at 525. It's just
Yeah.
that's not a very healthy way to work not a very healthy way to work
Yeah, well, every market's different. That's the market we're in. You're giving them good advice. I mean, you get competition now, so you got to do it
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
so wrapping things up, tell me something fun or something about your area that, the general public necessarily wouldn't know just poking around online.
I don't know what you've got on your mind.
I got two things
Okay.
that people know about Mansfield. We're getting Hollywood level sound stages here in Mansfield, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also getting a professional soccer stadium 2 miles from my house.
Oh,
Yep. So that's in the micro, right, which is our suburb, our town of about 80 to 90,000 people. On the Metroplex side, I would just say there's something for everybody here. And like I said, whether you want urban living or you want to not be able to see your neighbors, like there is literally something for everyone within a reasonable drive to amenities and infrastructure and stores and what have you. But I think that's really it, right? So that's why we start with lifestyle when we do our buyer interviews and our buyer consultations. We start with, what do you want your lifestyle to work, to look like? And if they say, I travel a lot for work, then we need to put you near an airport, not an hour and a half away from an airport. So, those are the kinds of things that there's really literally something for everybody. There's real walkable towns, there's city living, there's country living, there's, you want goats and chickens, like we got to put you somewhere different than Dallas, right? And but there's something for everybody all over the Metroplex. And that, I think, people do not realize the size, they do not realize the scope, they do not realize the opportunities. And just like Roger said, in each individual town is bringing more, and more is sort of the next 10 years. I think we're just going to see more of everything and anything.
well, you're bringing people in, your economy's changing and it's growing with it. So it's exciting, right?
It is exciting. It is.
Well,
No
this
doubt.
has been awesome. This is exactly what we wanted, just to get a little tidbit. But we're gonna put this out there, and if anybody's interested in that area, we're certainly going to connect them with you guys right away.
Well,
We
we
appreciate that.
appreciate it. There's nothing, and we would certainly do the same. And nothing that means more to us than that trust. And would love, especially bringing people in because we did it. And
Exactly.
you know, anybody
Well,
can do it.
That's what I like to hear is you guys went through what someone coming from here will go through there, right?
Yeah. Yes, and we bought a house in the first week we got here. Like we were like, we do not have a place to live. We did not come and do a house hunting trip. We came. Our stuff was, in transit, and we're like, got to find a place. We bought fast, but God took good care of us, and we got really lucky, and we found a great community, a great house, and a great town.
And
So
we worked with a great Buffini realtor who helped us buy
did.
it.
We did.
There you go. I mean, that's the beauty of this whole thing is having that level of trust, and we're all operating under the same pretense, just taking care of good people.
That's exactly correct, and it's what we love to do. So,
all right, well, very good. Well, listen, and thanks again for referring us to Bob, and we'll stay in touch. Okay.
thanks
Sounds
for
good,
having
Paul.
us.
All right, guys, you take care.